calculation of loss for imperfect competition. Okay, the imperfect competitive firm include monopolistic competitor, oligopoly, and monopoly. They are normally called imperfect because the mark normally they have two different sets of lines, one for demand curve, the other one for marginal revenue. So unlike perfect competition that has marginal revenue and average revenue and demand and price all being the same, it's not the same for the imperfect competition. So for this example, what I'm going to look at is monopolistic competition. Think of the monopolistic competition as the hairdresser. The hairdresser, there are many of them, first of all, but they have some slight control over price because each and every one goes to the salon to have a slightly different hairstyle or hair coloring. So that then allows the monopolistic competitor to charge different prices. So we call the monopolistic competitor a price maker, unlike the perfect competitor who is a price taker. Hence, for the perfect competitor. But in the case of monopolistic competitor, the price line or the demand curve is not going to be a straight line. It's going to be downward sloping. So come with me, let's have a look. So we have here our graph, and as I've said, the demand curve for this monopolistic competitor is downward sloping, and the marginal revenue line is twice the slope. This is the marginal revenue line. It's twice the slope of the demand curve. And remember the rules, marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. So again, for this firm, we have to look for the marginal curve and the marginal revenue. So I'm going to draw the marginal cost curve line and this marginal cost. Okay, so although our MC equals to MR here, we cannot find the price at the same level. Let's go down to determine our quantity. Let's say our quantity here is 12. It's an example here, and what we have to do is we go up, okay, from marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. From that point, we need to get a price we are selling. There has to be a corresponding price. So the way to get the price from the monopolistic competitor is to trace this line all the way to meet the demand line and come to the the left hand side. So let's, for analysis purposes, let's say the price here is 10. Okay, so when they produce 12 units of whatever they are producing, they're selling each unit at 10 pounds or $10. Okay, but there is something else missing here. For us to be able to calculate the loss, we have to find the ATC. And remember, if the ATC is higher than the price, then there's going to be a loss. The cost on the average is higher than the price in the market. There's going to be a loss. So the ATC has to be up somewhere, and therefore I'm going to draw the ATC. Okay, so let's say the ATC is somewhere here. ATC. What we need to do is we go up again, and we come here, and let's say we have 12 as the ATC. So our cost is 12, our price is 10. I'll just put ATC here, ATC, and I'll put price here. So we have our numbers to work out the loss from a graph. Okay, so let's put those numbers into the formula. Remember, profit, let's put it, profit equals price minus ATC times the quantity. We have all the values. Okay, so price is 10, our ATC is 12, as we can see. So times 12. So 10 minus 12. That's bad news for this firm. It's a minus. So times the 12 here, this is going to give us minus 24. Oh, so this firm is making a loss of $24 or pounds or whatever currency in whatever country you are in. So there's a loss here. Let's summarize what we've just done. First of all, remember that the first condition is to establish where marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. Here, go down to look for the quantity. And after that, trace the same line all the way up to meet the demand curve. Go to your left-hand side, and that will be your price. Because we need average total cost to work out the loss or the profit, we still have to look for the ATC line. So the ATC line is up here. We trace the same line all the way up. Remember, it's always the same line. There's no deviation from this straight line here. So we go all the way up, we meet the ATC line, and we get the average total cost. Now, there's one more thing I would like to show you. Although this is not covered under this loss calculation, let's imagine that the ATC line was much lower than the price line. Let's assume that there's an ATC line here, somewhere here. ATC down here, and let's say the value for that is 4. Then it's likely that this firm is going to be making profit because the price, 10, is higher than the average total cost, which is 4. So the summary is, if the ATC is higher than price, then there's going to be a loss. Your cost is higher than how much you charge people in the market. On the other hand, if the ATC is below the price, then you will be making profit. This is the Samsung, Sony, and all the mobile phone companies would ensure that they produce at a much lower cost, much lower. Then they charge a price which is much higher in order to make a profit. Thank you for listening.